Hey, welcome to DMCP 365, our Disciple Making University. This is course 101. It's what we call the Foundation series. And so the title of this one is, Who Am I Making the Offer To? So we know why we're making the offer, and we know what our offer is, but who am I making the offer to? And this is video number 1 in the series. But before we go any further, got to check in, got to hold you accountable. Have you done all the action steps from the previous chapter of what am I offering? Have you done the your story diagram at least 5 times without looking at your notes? Have you done the God story diagram at least 5 times without your notes? Have you shared the your story diagram with at least 3 people? Have you shared the God story diagram with at least 3 people? Have you written down 1 to 2 key things that God showed you throughout chapter 1 of the What Am I Offering chapter? And finally, did you take time to interact with the challenge question, to be honest with the challenge question and interact with what is inside of you as you read that question, and to be honest and to put it out there? If you haven't done that, go back and do it, because remember, there is no busy work. We don't have any busy work in this series, in this course. All of it is important. And so if you haven't done that, go back and do that. So I'm going to assume, if you're still here with us, you haven't stopped the video, that you've done that. So let's continue on. This is out of Acts 17. The God who made the world and everything in it, being Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in temples made by man, nor is he served by human hands as though he needed anything, since he himself gives to all mankind life and breath and everything. And he made from one man every nation of mankind to live on all the face of the earth, having determined allotted periods in the boundaries of their dwelling place, that they should seek God and perhaps feel their way toward him and find him. Wow, did you get that? 2 major things there. God has no needs. God doesn't need us or anything else. He has no needs. And number 2, he put everybody on the earth at a specific time in a specific place for one purpose, that they might seek him and find him. Wow, crazy. Quote, this is from another missionary that you might know. I think we just talked about him. His name is Jesus. Okay? And Jesus said, this gospel of the kingdom must be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. One more time. This gospel of the kingdom must be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. Yeah. Okay, today's topic. The objective of today's video is understanding clearly who it is that you're going to be making your offer to. So that's what we want to understand clearly, who it is that we're going to be making the offer to. So who is it that you're going to be making the offer to daily? You know what your offer is, right? You know, to a believer, it is helping them become confident and effective at the primary role that their Savior has given them while they're on this earth, and that is making disciples of Jesus. And to an unbeliever, you're offering them the opportunity to do what? To become right with their Creator and have hope for the future. So we know what we're offering, and we know essentially how we're going to do it, right? We're going to do it by listening to their stories, truly listening to their stories without judgment. We're going to do it by praying with them and for them. We're going to serve them in practical ways when we can. We're going to share your story with them, and we're going to share God's story or the gospel with them. Okay? But this is the third of the 7 W's. This is who. Who am I making this offer to? And in order to do that, we're going to use 2 separate tools and combine them together. We're going to use a list, and we're going to combine that with some visual representation to help us easily remember what it is that we're doing and who it is that we're talking to. And we're going to do it in a way that you can easily share that with others, so that they can easily share that with others, so that they can easily share that with others, and on and on and on. Now remember, you can download the script to the demo that you're going to see in the next video if you want. And remember, the purpose of that script is simply to get you started. It's not to memorize it word for word. It's simply to get it started. And once you get yourself started, then you kind of tweak it so that it sounds like you when you're sharing it with other people. So a key here, what I want you to remember is when you're talking with people, when you're trying to get into spiritual conversations, when you're wanting to talk with them about God and maybe share the gospel, share your story, you are not trying to force them to talk to you about spiritual things. I think a lot of times we feel when we're out supposed to be making disciples, sharing the gospel, talking about God with people, that we have to force them to listen to us. That's not the approach that I want you to take. Your approach is you're out trying to find out who it is that God is working on. And once you find who God is working on, the conversation will flow freely because they have an interest in spiritual things. So you're not trying to force anybody to listen to you. Of course you want them to for their benefit, but you are not trying to force anybody to talk to you. You are simply out trying to start spiritual conversations, throw something spiritual into the conversation to see who God is already working on and then go from there. So what I want to reinforce to you is just relax. Relax and enjoy this adventure with God. So now, are you ready to move on and to continue creating your personal disciple-making strategy? Well, let's do it. I'll see you on the next video, and you'll see the demonstration of the next W.